Hey, I'm Sarah with Retrieve and welcome back to our monetization strategy series. Today, we're talking about incredibly useful strategies to help promote your digital product and push sales. At Retrieve, we have many different digital product options that you can align with your business needs as a creator. So today, I'm going to use a guide as my example. So let's start with the biggest tips for a successful launch of your guide. One of the first and biggest steps to take when creating a guide is to set your launch date. So set yourself up for success by strategically setting this launch date and then work backwards from that date to plan out the necessary promotional content that you'll need to post. We'll talk more about promotional content here in a second, but this is the best way to set yourself up for success in the long run. So I know that sounds like a lot to think about all at once, but don't feel like you have to have all of the specifics of all of those posts and content figured out right away. Just have an overall posting plan set up for yourself that might look like this: Instagram in feed post, Instagram stories about your guide. You could plan out a really short plug into your YouTube video for that week, and etc. And then when the time comes closer to when you'll actually need to post, it'll be easy for you to figure out the specifics of that content. Build anticipation. This is hands down the most important and biggest tip for success for a launch. You need to hype up your guide or your product. Talk about it consistently many weeks or even months before your launch date to get it on your audience's minds. Convey to your audience how excited you are for this new product that's coming out, why you're excited for it, when the launch date is, everything that you possibly can about your new product coming up. If you don't continuously talk about what's to come and why you're excited and why you're proud of it and everything else, then your audience won't have the opportunity to get excited themselves and kind of learn about the product before it actually comes out. Get your guide on your customers' minds by answering certain questions like, how is this guide going to benefit your customers' lives? Why did you make this guide for them? And etc. Get your audience involved in the creation process of the guide, if at all possible. Ask them to help you name the guide, ask them what special content do they want to see, show behind the scenes, anything and everything along those lines. I guarantee your audience will show some interest in it, so share it. Collect your customers' email addresses. Email marketing is still one of the most effective ways to convert sales today. At Retrieve, we can help you do this by offering your audience a short free guide to collect their emails, or you can do this in any way that you choose. You could offer your audience a short, small bit of value in something like a PDF or a tutorial or a pattern or any type of form that fits your niche well. Mentally prepare yourself for the launch of your guide. So don't have unrealistic expectations, and also be ready to jump in and get your hands dirty if things need to be fixed or changed after the launch. Now, all of those are really great tips for prior to launch day, but what about after launch day? How do you keep the party going, and how do you keep the sales rolling in? Otherwise known as, how do you start making passive income from your guide? We've got you. If you have the right infrastructure in place and a strict plan to adhere to, you'll be making passive income in no time. Start by keeping the link to your guide in your Instagram bio, in your YouTube descriptions, and everywhere else you can possibly think to put it. I would recommend creating a link tree to put in your Instagram bio so that you can have multiple links all in one place. And that way, multiple links will always be able to be all in the same place and be easily accessible to your audience. Don't let your audience forget about your guide by using visuals such as a big splash on your website, or, keeping a highlight reel in your Instagram profile all about the guide with the same branded colors. Make this product a part of your brand. Consistently run email promotions about your guide either once or twice a month. Schedule out specific content to promote your guide every few weeks or once every month. Whatever works best for you, just make sure that it's not too sparse. Once again, if you create this infrastructure for yourself, if you add each of these things into your weekly or monthly goals and things to do, then I guarantee you'll have much more success with your sales than if you never talked about your guide again after launch day. Since social media is the star of the show in this video, here are some steps that you can take on Instagram and on YouTube to ensure even more success. So starting with Instagram, use the stickers in the stories to get engagement going. Use the countdown sticker for your guide launch, use the poll sticker, use any of those stickers to get people engaged with your content on stories. I would recommend going live on launch day and planning that out, like I said, with a countdown sticker so that people know that it's going to happen, to talk about your guide on launch day and to answer any questions that people might have about it. Once again, use Instagram stories. 50% of people are more likely to buy a product after seeing it on Instagram stories. Also, do your best to talk to the camera and show your face on camera because personality and authenticity builds trust. Keep your link to your guide in your bio. Always, always, always. Continuously remind your audience that your link is there so that it's going to be a habit for them when they come to your profile that they know where that link is. Continuously put your link in your stories. And I know this one might seem a little bit obvious to some, but it's very, very important because if your audience can't find your link, then you won't make any sales. And lastly, utilize Reels. Instagram has been pushing this new feature, so it's likely that you'll get more eyes on a Reel than an in-feed post. And now onto some tips for your YouTube channel. Make a short promotional video about all of the coolest features of your guide and why it will benefit your audience's lives, and then post it on launch day, making sure to keep the link to your guide obviously in the very top of the description of your video. Considering YouTube content is evergreen, I would recommend going back into your old video descriptions and pasting that link into all of your old videos just so any new viewers and anyone watching any of your videos can find your link. And lastly, for future videos, I would always mention your guide. Get in the habit of mentioning it, doing a short little plug at the end of your videos, or when you ask your audience to like and subscribe. Just make it a habit and a part of your brand. That's all the tips we have for you today to have a successful product launch using social media. Subscribe and stay tuned for more detailed tips for campaign planning in our future videos. We'll see you next time.